I think we are live. Not 100% sure on it. Not sure if y'all can see me just quite yet. Let me quickly double check to see if everybody's hopping on in, if the stream is working fine. But I think we should be good to go. Quickly double confirm here. Is the stream running? If we are live, just comment something. Let me quickly double check. Oh, there we go. The lads have entered Le Maison. All right, we've got we got everybody in here. Let me quickly turn that chat on. There was a way to put the chat in the thing, right? Oh, let's see. Show comments. There we go. All right, perfect. Now your comments shall also be presented in the main screen. Boys, what an interesting past couple of hours, huh? I'm not sure if y'all been watching your portfolios, but I'm down a pretty good penny. Like I'm looking at whatever's going on in the market right now. We're down. And I'm going to tell you one thing. In a little bit, my analyst will come on and will explain his thesis, because as we've been screaming for a while, we've been talking about buying ETH at the 3,900 range or perhaps lower. And for a while, that seemed like a really hot take, a really stupid take. And right now, it seems a reality as ETH is back to 3,900. I mean, I've been talking about it for a while. I'm loving to see it. For the rest of the coins, brothers and sisters, let me just quickly present to you all my screen. We're not having the most fun right now. And I don't mean... Wait, how do I do that? Oh, there we go. I want to say, I don't mean that in the sense that the entire market is down so much that I'm crying. But Solana back below 200. Dogecoin back to 22 something. Cardano below 80 cents. I mean, regardless of how you see it, it still hurts to look at it, all right? I know where we're headed, so that's not the big thing. AVX down 10%, Hype down 10%, back to like 41 bucks. Buckaroonies, schmeckles. Oof. So, of course, some will see this as a detrimental, like a awful situation. I see it as we got to stack those freaking coins. But it still doesn't take away from the idea that it does sometimes hurt to watch your coins go down tremendously. I mean, bot-wise, I'm going to be honest with you. I don't even want to take a look at the ridiculous number. I think my bot is going to be down. Do I even want to see my Solana bot? We're down 174 SOL, or about $50,000 on that right now. Well, oof. And the XRP bot, we're down about 5,000 XRP, so about 15,000 maybe. Oh, $22,000 on that as well, because of course our actual XRP is also down. Now, nice thing is we're still cashing out those profits, and now it became quite a nice idea that actually only opened the Aster bot with $5,000, where I said if we go back to like 180, we can actually buy the half more, right? The other 5,000. At least we're down tremendously now, so that is actually also a bit of a nice situation. So, when it comes to altcoins, as y'all might be wondering, is this the time to stack up or not? Well, as I said before, in a second, the professional will come on to give you guys some thoughts on when buying is really in the optimal zone. I mean, ETH has already started to look pretty freaking juicy right now. However, let me just tell you this. It's cyclical in nature. CZ, and I don't want to call him the prophet or anything, but I really do take some really proper look at every single one of his, let's call it statements or words or outlooks. He yesterday said, hey, take a little bit of a calm with all these coins, Aster, BNB, just take it calm and learn some push-ups. maybe I'm looking too far into it, but I saw it yesterday as well as a matter of, hey, take a bit of a break from over trading right now as the market needs to cool down. Things have been going a bit too hard. Not every single coin has been going hard, but there's the counter. I told y'all before that I see this altcoin season, or at least this part of the altcoin season, is slightly different. I see this part as where we're still, for the most part, just waiting for all the coins to pop off. And right now it's more segmented, where some areas pop off before the others. Regardless, CZ himself, let me quickly go back to the post. And by the way, some numbers just came out that some people were very, let's call it, sad about. The numbers that came out were right here. Breaking, U.S. stock market futures extend 3-day losses to minus 2% after Fed Chair Powell push back to rate cut hopes. Let me see the other announcement, though. Let me quickly go ahead and find what everybody was talking about. The numbers, maybe here. Let me quickly see if I can grab the numbers for you. Okay, I guess a lot of information has come out of the past few minutes here, because what I was looking for was in here, but a lot more came out. Jobless claims 218,000, expected 233, last 232K. Claims 1926K, expected 1932. Wholesale inventories, I don't care about that one so much. Q2 GDP revised to 3.8%, expected 3.3, so I guess that's interesting. Yeah, so I'm going to say this jobless claims is the one that everybody was talking about. I think Mark Rutte said, clearly Putin is not willing to play ball on talks, okay? Jobless claims tumble back near year-to-date lows. Okay. Durable goods orders rebound bigly, is that a word, in August. 𝗕𝗃𝗰𝗶 expands pact with OpenAI by up to 6.5 billion. One order of vendor financing circle jerking to start the day. Nice. Saudi Arabia orders freeze on rents in Riyadh after price surge, and OpenAI committed to pay 𝗕𝗃𝗰𝗶 up to, yeah, we already saw that. All right. So that is, I guess, the most core of the core news. Anyway, let's quickly talk here. Which one of you guys is buying here? Which one of you guys is selling? How are we doing with regards to that? How are y'all keeping this up? Are you guys surviving? Salvador says, if you still balls deep in crypto, you got a fat pair, gents. This ain't for the weak. Well, that is true, my friend. This is not for the weak. And this is always the case, right? And ETH is dead? No, it's temporary. At the end of the day, ETH always does these shenanigans. It's always going to remain that way. And I wouldn't say it's necessarily a bad thing. Let's see. Silver cleared $45 earlier, sometime as XRP dipped. Same time as XRP dipped. You think people are selling their XRP for silver, or what exactly do you mean there? Hiroshima says the faster we drop, the faster we bounce and take off. Well, very often you just got to zoom out a little bit and realize that the overall market is in a really good spot. It's the short term that's looking slightly bad. And you should not get overly sensitive or overly emotional on a short-term drop when the overarching market is still quite bullish. But again, some thoughts will be shared on that in just a second. And it's also primarily, I think, for people that have gotten in really, really recently here, that they're a bit sad or scared. Because when you look at Bitcoin or XRP, crypto, whatever, from a slightly longer-term outlook, just look at it from this angle, for example, you can see that even though Bitcoin is correcting, really, this is a weekly chart. For the most part, the trend is still looking pretty good. So, yeah, I'm not really too worried about it. I guess if we really start taking out, like, for example, go below 100,000 or even go below like 80,000, we're in a bit of a rough spot. It feels like the market is over. But right now, it's just that we're not pumping as much, and we've actually on the short term made ourselves a lower high. This may be concerning to some. I'd consider it a little bit different, which is mostly from the perspective of this. You know, the little longer term, which is we're still looking extremely, extremely solid. This is the top we just made. This is a temporary, perhaps forming another bottom. Even if we go to like 1.3 or something like that, this is just a little broad scale. Even then, it does not really look strange when you zoom out. That's for Bitcoin. And of course, whatever happens to Bitcoin kind of translates over into altcoins. Rashima says, I'm a spot holder, no stress. I mean, it can still be stressful. Even if you're 100% into spot, you know, it's still a mental game at the end of the day. You still got to be able to handle your money going down tremendously. It's still a thing right there. Yeah. Today, interesting day for the market, though. I can't actually call this the worst. I can't call it unexpected either. I can just call it less than optimal to some, but for a lot of others, buying SOL below 200, buying ETH back below 4K, so at 3,900, this is like a blessing in disguise, because a lot of people, they probably wanted to get themselves more coins for the longer term. And here's the thing. You can always take advantage of these shorter-term opportunities as well. You don't always have to wait for a 10x. You can just sometimes be happy with some slight moves rather than the big thing. Let me quickly see here. But yeah, interesting take. I'm just looking at all my posts from earlier. This is, for example, a few weeks ago. I remember that. Do you guys remember this? Nexus said, feel quite uneasy with the market as a whole. We actually pumped pretty significantly from there. And then 𝗬𝗂𝗧 said, unfollow for lack of testosterone. You know the funny thing? In markets like this, exactly like right now, I also see it like this, which is if you're backing out when the market's going down instead of backing out when the market's going up, that's weak, man. Shivaris says, my Doge liquidation is 0.197, sweating a bit now. Also, if your liquidations are so close and you have no way to defend them, that is a scary freaking game. Because the way I play my bots, for example, sure, if the market does go for a crazier crash, I am going to be in a bit of a tumble. But it just depends, because I still have a little bit of breath for some significantly lower prices. For example, taking a look at the CoinBot stack, we're down 100 grand on the 300 grand I put in. But it's primarily because SOL is down tremendous numbers right now. But, of course, I still have a little bit of backup. I mean, right now, we've still got $30 you can go down. Let's call it 15% without that much of hassle. If it does, we do lose like 100 grand, though. But I will add to the bot, obviously, significantly more SOL. Let's say if I add another 100K, we've got ourselves to 140. But the funniest thing is, if we bounce back from that, that will be astronomical. But I still don't see SOL actually going below. All right. So I just quickly sent a little text, and I think the analyst should be ready. Let's quickly grab. I'm gonna put you on stage, good sir. Let's see. Yo, yo, yo! Can you hear me? We've got your mic muted. Let's see. I'm going to give him a little second. Let me just remove him real quick. I think he needs to fix his mic. Get to the chopper. Oh, some of you guys have been here from before, huh? Anyway, so when it comes to these, remember that every single time when the market dips like this, I'm going to show you guys this with the chart right here. Every single time the market dips like this is, for example, for XRP. Think about it from a slightly longer term angle, that afterwards, most people wish they would have just bought whatever lows we got to right now. In the short term, it's harder to imagine that. In the short term, it's not so nice to picture or see. But over prolonged periods of time, I still think that it always serves to buy those freaking dips. Anyway, are you there? Let's see if you can hear me now.
Hello, 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 hello. Arnold is back in the house, ladies and gentlemen. I already see the beautiful comments. The Terminator is back.
Get to the chopper!
Get to the chopper! All right. So,
yeah, what are your thoughts, brother? So, for any of you that have not been watching for a while or are new here, who we got in front of us is the infamous, or one of the most infamous traders that I know. And so he's going to give us his thoughts on the market. And if you are not fully aware, let me just quickly show you as well. If you look over on my Twitter, he's been posting for a long time. And every single time posting the previous post and just check through. He's been shouting ETH to 3,900 for a long ass time. Even when ETH was at crazy high points, he's been shouting for ETH needing to go lower. A lot of people laughed at it. I understand. But just keep looking back. You know, you can keep scrolling and see for how long we've been talking about this ETH correction. And this is, again, for example, here, we're going all the way back to September 18th, when ETH was at 4,600, talking about a correction to at least 3,900, if not lower. And, well, even though it looked kind of stupid back then, look at where we are today. So the credentials speak for themselves. And funnily enough, he's also been shouting in my ear that XRP looks a lot better than ETH. And here we go now, again, looking at the fact that ETH has been underperforming XRP by quite a good margin. But I'm going to let you speak, right? You've done the introduction. You've not shared your screen, though. I'm just letting you know. But still. Yeah.
Are you sure?
Give us your thoughts,
Thank you for the introduction. First and foremost, I hope everyone is doing great. Let me just reshare my screen because it's not. just.
I've got mine, I guess. I guess 50% there. Also, all the news that's coming out right now. Russian military. Let's not read that out loud, I guess.
Easy with this one. Dusty, can you see my screen right now, or is it still?
Oh yes, here we go. Yeah, I can see it now. Perfect.
All right. There
we go. All right.
I guess. Let's start off. So Ethereum, the massive movement indeed to the downside, ladies and gentlemen. Was it expected? For some, yes. For some, no. One thing that I kept telling a lot of people, and for those who were there with the live stream, when we were live streaming the FOMC or the Fed rate changes, I told everyone, wait for a clean pullback. Try to buy the pullback when you cross the line over here. And I kept saying that because it was still very risky. Because I kept spamming and saying to everybody, look at this ridiculous move that we made since April and to where we are right now. It was, what is it? 250 plus something percent without any significant pullback. So when we eventually pull into the all-time high support, resistance zone over here, well, the least you would expect is a pullback to the most soft, most weak support there is. That is a bare minimum, and we still haven't done that. So that's why I was spamming everybody, watch out. I like the optimism, I like the bullish optimism, but still we still haven't pulled back. And that is what we are doing right now. And I think we have officially touched it. Actually, yeah, we just swept it. So that is that. I hope nobody put any crazy over leveraged trades at this point, longs, whatever. But there is absolutely no need to worry. And what I put also in my post, what I really hate is these crypto doomers, not boomers. I hate them as well because most boomers are the doomers. No, I'm just kidding. Is that they were panicking. This is the biggest drop since blah, 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 blah. It's absolutely normal. Just zoom out. It's absolutely normal. We're still really, really bullish. It's just a normal pullback into the local support. It's like basic trading structures. You don't have to be some extreme genius. You just have to zoom out, withdraw from emotions, and say, hey, does it make sense that we have been making all these higher highs without any significant pullback? Well, then I would say no, absolutely not. Especially because we're in the all-time high resistance zone, which is obviously always one of the most powerful resistance zones that price can meet. So what do we expect? We get the point now. You get the point. So let's zoom into the 4 hours. So
let me actually stop you for just 1 second.
Yes, please.
So Ritter here said U.S. revises Q2 GDP growth to up to 3.8 from 3.3. I did cover this before. Just a second ago, before my brother here came on, we did cover all the details of the news that was most interesting. And one of those parts was indeed Q2 GDP growth. I cannot play the sound right now, but it doesn't really matter that much. What is also interesting is $100 million worth of ETH longs were liquidated in the past 60 minutes, 8 hours ago. I wonder what that number is now. I can look it up, but hey. And the fact that just some hours ago we hit 114,000 of Bitcoin. I just now see the kind of contrast that's funny. They give you all the optimism 1 hour, in this case here, not even a day ago, and then they crush it on your freaking head. It's so funny how the sentiments have changed so much in just 24 hours. When I saw this, I know the comments as well. A lot of them were like, oh, you see, we're back, GG's, let's go. And all of a sudden now today, we've got a lot of what you just mentioned, all these doomers coming back again at it.
It's terrible.
It's kind of funny. Anyway, it's the cycle that will always be. It shall always be that way, I presume.
Exactly. I think there's really some people out there who just expect that the market is just one big green candle, and they can't handle the pullbacks. They can't handle.
What's ETH right now? I cannot see.
It is right now sitting at 4K almost exactly.
Oh, so I guess we are back up a little bit from that dip, huh?
Yeah.
So because you were talking for a long time about the 3900 region.
Yeah, that's
And
like
is
the
that the
minimum.
place? Yeah, is that the place where we start stacking, or you reckon to actually start?
Well, the thing is, I wouldn't start stacking right now because we can still go lower, and that's why I have to also take XRP to explain my thoughts over here. So XRP, why did I tell Dusty as well that this still has the most potential? Because we still haven't finished this cycle, this Elliott wave cycle. We're still at 1, 2, 3. Just put that away so you guys can see it. 4 is the correction. Has the correction finished? Absolutely not. It's still not clear. For me personally, I would say the correction is over when we at least sweep this level. And you can make it less risky for yourself by saying, okay, you know what? I want this to be broken as a minimum. It depends on your risk appetite. For me, it's more or less clear that the structure is going to continue in a very bullish way when we cross this level. So I am still personally eyeing the $4.60 level for now. Can we go higher? Sure, but I think that's a pretty moderate target for now as a minimum when we have that next wave upwards. But why do I think there's more potential? Well, the structure. If you zoom out on the 8 hours, let's just get this text way over here. When you zoom out on the 8 hours, you see just like this massive bullish movement around June or whatever. We actually started here since April. Same thing for Ethereum. We just had a more, how do you call it? Not as bullish as Ethereum, a more healthy bullish movement over here. You have the bullish movement, not like the vertical boost that ETH almost had. You had wave 1, 2, and then 3 again. This crazy characteristics about 3 is that it's practically vertical, as we can see here. And then after this crazy price action, price always makes a very broad correction, which can take months or weeks. And that is exactly what happened, because we ended this cycle, this wave number 3, most impulsive wave, ended it around July, or somewhere around July. And now we are here in the final days of September. So one has to have a lot of patience. But the way we have been going down makes me very, very, very excited. And originally speaking, I had a slightly different count where I said, okay, wave actually finishes here. But why did I change it? Because we went down so crazily. And it means that we still have potential to go even more lower. And then things became more clear. Because also during the... Yes, Dusty, please.
I might have done something funny here by accident. I've made a bit of a mistake. I've made a bit of an interesting... I don't know if you should call these things mistakes, but I might have overdone myself a little bit a few days ago. So, what I've done, and this will surprise probably nobody here, but I've accidentally entered a position. And as a matter of fact, it's 2 of them. And I just now found out, luckily, because I was like, wait a minute, let me log into my account to buy some, only to find out that this buying some had already occurred a while back. I've accidentally, and this is a complete accident, my bad, I had some orders left and I forgot to take them away. I've accidentally bought about $220,000 worth of positions over the past, I guess, I don't know, let's see here. Over the past few days. Apparently, I had some orders still open. I see I bought $100 grand worth of ETH here at 39.27. Can happen to the best of us. All right, I guess the fees at least were low. This is on WeX, by the way, for all you wondering. And my average price is $4,074. I mean, it's not that bad. If you're looking back at it, it's like nice support looking. We're down like a few $1,000s, but I guess it's not bad, right? I mean, liquidation here is where? 3,200. We're okay. I think, I love your thesis and all, but I guess sometimes things happen a bit differently.
It is what it is.
It is what it is. I'm happy I logged in though. Imagine I just forgot. It would be nice if the market bounced hard from here, but it would be a little bit off if the market just started dumping, actually hit my liquidation, and I just lost, some schmeckles on that. So, I mean, well, at least now we know. Yeah, I don't know. I had to bring it up because I was a little bit shocked. So,
I mean,
I
for
wanted
now
to
you're
quick.
still good. For
Yeah, I
now
mean,
you're
it's
still
pretty.
good.
It's not that bad. I want to double it up though because I'm thinking if we go actually like lower, maybe. Let's see. Anyway, continue on. I'm gonna put you back on. I thought I should share my findings here real quick.
So, um, where were we? Yeah. So what I was talking about in the last live stream that we did, uh, we had a different type of analysis. We said, okay, this was the level where structure would be broken officially, And what I told you guys, if I could recall correctly, is that we had this move and then the pullback, and then preferably what I personally was waiting for was a continuation with confidence. And then if this high would be broken, I would say, okay, that's a clear sign for me that we're going to continue up. But what happened is how I see it in hindsight now. Well, actually, when this high didn't break this move didn't break this high, and we started dropping. So for me, this was nothing more than a fake out number one and fake out number two, and somewhere around here, it struck me like, well, this is clear. And why I was happy I shared my thoughts with you guys is because it's always much better to take a double confirmation. Yes, we're breaking this structure that says, okay, bullish takeover. So statistically, there is a bigger chance that price is going to continue. But of course, you cannot predict price exactly. So you want to set up some more confirmations, like what I did with this level. Okay, when this high gets broken, I buy. So it never got broken, and we dropped. So that would have prevented a major loss if you would have opened with high leverage. So I'm just gonna put this one here for now once again. So at this point, correction number E. So it's a straight up pattern A, B, C, D, E. Technically speaking, E can be finished at this point. Technically speaking, because we actually reached the low here, and E always has to be lower than C. And technically speaking, it is. So yeah, E can be finished. And as I put here with the text as well, the circle represents where correction E can finish. So technically speaking, we can shoot up and already. So yeah, where can we go at this point? I don't know why my circle got so much smaller at this point. Strange. So realistically speaking, we can go as low as 236. And that is still absolutely no problem. Do I think, on a personal note, that we can go to 236? I don't think so. I think there's still a lot of pressure. And as you can see here, we just swept this. Let me go to the 4 hour. I don't know, what is this? So we swept this, and we immediately saw some bullish pressure going up, down, and now we're still ranging. Because usually when you have a big move like this, because we broke out of a previous range as well. You could see this as a range. We broke out very aggressively. And, well, now we're going to have the boring price action again. We're going to start ranging again. And we're simply not going to predict. We're simply going to see what this price is going to do. Are we going to have an aggressive breakout bullish-wise? We're going to reach the upper trend line, and then we're going to start falling? Well, then we're simply going to wait. That's fine, because I already have my confirmation zone here, where risk is significantly less. It's not a guarantee, but it still favors you much more, statistically speaking. And we want these odds to be in our favor at the end of the day. So I would say somewhere around where we already hit 269 and 233 is like where price can go before we're going to start seeing that bullish movement. So yeah,
It
that's
is.
in
I'll
your
say what.
case.
Yeah.
Yeah, please.
So go on. Sorry.
No, so in your case, of course, I can just pray that we're going to continue onwards from here on, but time will tell. Time will tell, man.
I mean, it would be pretty funny to see a 236 XRP. From the one end, I mean, the bots, if we actually go that low, this will be a freaking field day. This is going to be interesting in a positive sense. I mean, I'm going to be down. I'm going to be down a lot. But if we actually manage to go down that low, you got to also understand that with my strategies, the amount that I'll be buying at these levels will be so insane that if we actually do bounce from that, it's going to be nice. And, you know, here's a fun thing. I think a lot of people don't get this yet. Dips are, theoretically speaking, what can make your entire portfolio just explode in a positive sense. If you only go straight up, you don't have those little dips in the midst. It's just straight up. Most people miss it, or they FOMO too hard, they do some stupid stuff. But it's mostly if the market can go up like slowly but surely like this, that people make a lot of money, partially from just buying those dips, etc. I mean, even now, if you really start breaking it down, this was, let me quickly see which one is mine. Here we go. This was actually for XRP a pretty nice buy. The only problem is I only bought it with $20,000. But you can see, right, if you set your orders right, I all of a sudden, again, I don't exactly know what happened anymore. Let me quickly go take a look at it. So, well, if you look at it, I guess I bought, yeah, this is the candle that I bought into because I set an order up right. You can see instantly, right, after like a few minutes, it was up 6%. Like a day or 2 days later, it was up 10%. Had I sold that, it'd be up 10% of 21,000, 2.7 thousand. Right now, it's only one because we're back down a pretty good penny. But here comes again the kicker. Right now, we've just gone to 278. We're back to 284. This is, again, where a lot of people make a crazy amount of money. Why? They try to buy, for example, this specific support. And I can't say that over an overarching trend, like Marcus just said, that these are the best levels. I am just stating that this is what a lot of people are doing every single day. Oh, my mic is clipping. Anybody else notice that? Let me see. Can you hear my mic clipping?
Oh, my mic is clipping. Anybody else notice that?
I mean, it doesn't seem that way. Anybody else noticing the mic being bad, boys?
Well,
maybe it's
to me you're sounding
sounding beautifully crisp.
Yes, beautifully.
Sounds
crisp.
like it has
Well done.
saturation on it.
Yes.
I don't know. That sounds like something nice, brother.
It's like
I appreciate your nice kind words. Yeah, but so I mean, I still stand by the idea that if I just lower my head, lock in, and just focus on a few specific coins that have got itself the popularity over a prolonged period of time, and that have proven themselves by having crazy massive pumps, especially after 80-90% corrections, this is TA aside, then it just makes sense to focus on getting those dips in. And again, this proves my point exactly. If you set your orders up correctly, this is besides my bot trading strategies, you see instantly we're up. On ETH, I went a bit too crazy too fast. But theoretically speaking, our last order here was at what? Quickly see, was it position history or order details? Transaction history. Let me think here for a second. Which one it is? Is it position history? No. Is it order history? Order details. Okay, there we go. If we again take a proper look, then we bought $100,000 at $39.27. Right now we are at $39.87. You get that? So this order, if I did not place the orders beforehand, but I accidentally forgot to remove them, I'm not sure why I had these, but regardless, this could have been such a juicy entry because we basically, look at this. We almost bought the dip of the dip. See, it was just like a few dollars lower. It was like $15 below the bottom. If we do manage to bounce from here, beautiful. And so you may think that this is not an opportunity because it's not down enough or yabba dibba dabba doo. I always say that even though these dips are small and they might be scary, if you act on them most of the time, they turn out beautifully, especially if you don't waste all your breath at once. And what I mean with that is if you go too crazy on a dip like this, with XRP as well, he just explained how XRP could go to 236. I mean, with the size I opened, relative to portfolio, it's so small, I can always defend myself. I can actually partially just sell here for $1,000 profit, be happy, you know, ooh, I can buy some ice cream, and then try to buy back lower. Or I can try commit.
Buy some ice cream.
Yeah, we get ourselves $1,000, we go buy some ice cream, and we're happy. I could also just commit to this level if I'd open it bigger, hope for that bounce, and if we do not, well, then I'm going to be sweating, sit on my palms for a bit, but either double up if we go down tremendously, or, well, I guess in this case, just, yeah, it depends on what I choose to do right here. But in the overarching market, if we're so bullish, which I do believe we are, it's just about not being a little wuss. It's just about not giving up. That's all. That's literally all we have to do. Somebody says in the chat, always breaks my heart. I wonder. Let's see. We also have Bobby says, small and scary. We have a pipe lover that says, XRP always does this to me. Ah, that breaks your heart. What did it do? Screw XRP, talk about the real platforms. XRP has the same expectations as Doge. I mean, that's fair. If some people would like to say it has no utility or it's stupid, to each their own opinion. Partially, I don't really care about, I'm going to say utility is a big part of what makes a project valuable. And that's also how they can stay at the top. But it doesn't necessarily have to be. Dogecoin, I got clowned for this a while back. It has almost no utility. I said it has none. It can be used to purchase Tesla or whatever, sure. The way I think about these projects is it doesn't matter. It's just about hype. It's just about positioning. It's just about being at the right place, the right time. You don't got to worry so much about talking about real projects because stupid ones can very often overtake the ones that you held so dear fundamentally. And essentially, if we're talking about a 10-year plan, sure, you may want to look more into utility bases. But if we're talking about gains, especially over a bull season, not necessarily holding value in bear, I don't think it matters that much. But yeah. I don't know. Which of the three do you think is strong right now, by the way? ETH, XRP, or Bitcoin? If you had to say, Marcus.
Well. Who's the strongest or has the most potential?
Oh, let me see. I put you up on screen.
Mm-hmm.
I guess which one has the most potential? I guess let's go for that one. So which one do you see is most interesting from the potential side right now? Yeah, let's go for that.
I would still stick with XRP, 100% certain. 100%.
And that's funny because coming from this, like I have an XRP bias. I've seen it for a long time. I've been holding it for a long time. He has no bias. So keep that in mind that it's just about the strength of the charts, I guess, rather than having a personal like feeling bias with XRP being always hyped up or yabba dibba doo, like I always have. And Moving says Bitcoin obviously has the most. And I think what he's talking about there is perhaps the highest probability of success. I think Bitcoin always is in that field. But Bitcoin also has the least amount of gains.
Let me just explain. When it comes to short-term and medium-term potential, I would still say absolutely XRP, 100%. When it comes to institutionalized potential on the long term, I would say 100% Bitcoin, 100%. So if you're into the game to get some nice gains, you don't care about what happens 5 years from now or whatever, I would definitely say XRP. Yeah, but institutional wise, I think Ethereum and Bitcoin together, but a lot more Bitcoin in this case, has more potential on the long term. Yeah, definitely. Yeah,
I guess.
But that's just my humble opinion. A lot of people can disagree with that, which is absolutely fine. But that's just how I view it as of now. We have only 56 likes, Dusty.
Shit.
Oh my days.
Okay. Oh, brothers and sisters, if you're watching this stream right now, if you've been watching it for a few seconds or you've been around multiple times, make sure you press that like button. Some people already said before they just came by to stop by, say hi, and press that little like button. We've got nothing to lose. That is appreciated. Yeah. So Links here said also, damn, bro, your accident.
More than my life.
Oh, okay, I thought he was talking about your accident. He's talking about my accident. It's more than his life savings by my little mistake. Let's see here. I saw somebody talk before about the accent as well. Dusty's AI voice. I love that they.
They still think I'm an AI.
Yeah, maybe.
What can I say, guys? If we can get 125 likes, I'm gonna switch my voice to the Arnold voice, and I'll do the analysis in that voice. Because it's my best goal. 125 likes minimum.
The Terminator is back. I know him. It's Arnold. Yeah, this is nice. I like them, and it's kind of funny that you see now how some people, they just keep coming back and saying hi. I always love that. Dusty, I missed it. What the hell's going on? Is the government shutdown looming? What? Why would the government shutdown be looming?
Good morning from Central Texas.
Hey, where's everybody watching from right now?
Good morning to you, mister.
History Bear, welcome, welcome. When I opened the stream, I saw your most recent messages, by the way. Like your name popped up. That's kind of funny when I was preparing the stream. It was still stuck in there from the previous stream that I did. So welcome back, brother. But so he says, Dusty, I missed it. What the hell's going on? Is the government shutdown looming? I mean, I just saw now Russian military detected in Alaska. The U.S. just deployed fighter jets. And I mean, that's an interesting take, I guess. So if you're talking about that one. Russian military, a B word, detected in Alaska. The U.S. just deployed jets, specific ones, to fight, to intercept the something. That's a news announcement I just saw come by.
Interesting.
For the rest,
special, I think.
No,
so we
probably
have Ontario, Canada, Italy, England, the moon, Big Floyd. Well, damn. Cape Town, Belgium, Texas, Israel, Iceland, Kenya, Wisconsin, UK, Bali. Louisiana,
Oh, he said, sorry,
Colombia.
why is the market so bad? Does it have anything to do with the government shutdown blooming in the... That's where he ended his message. In the Connecticut. In the, I don't know. How could you guys check Dogecoin? It feels like with previous support at 0.197, liquidation is safe-ish. Love the content. Let's see where my liquidation for Dogecoin is at, brother. Let me see. My Dogecoin is at... let me see. One of my Dogecoin bots is 0.175 for this Doge bot. Do I have more? I must have multiple, no? I must have multiple. Let me take a look. I thought I had like 3 of them, but maybe I don't. It's not loading in. Give it a second. No Doge bot here. Let's see. Let's go take a bit of a look, huh? So, where is Dogecoin now? Dogecoin. I have so many now. It's crazy. But I do remember opening more than one Dogecoin bot.
It's a crazy amount of positions.
It's interesting, huh?
Yeah.
But it's just, you're making money on the volatility. And here we go. So my liquidation here is 14 because it's been running for a while, so we're up 20% in grid profits. So this one's still doing pretty well. A fun fact, I opened it at 20 cents. But because of the gridding out and because I think I doubled down like one time when the market was down a lot, we're up on that. And fun fact, on Aster here. Oh, where's Aster? Here we go. No! No! I told y'all I wanted to double down once it got to like 180 something. And I'm seeing now that it basically got there and I didn't double down because I was like, okay, let's do it in a bit. Let me add a quick thou. Oh, it's 10. Let me add a thou. We'll just add a little 1,000 to it as the market's down a little bit. And that's often what I do with the ones that are down tremendously. The only one that I don't do it with is the 10K to a million challenge. OTB says, screw a high. I want to see an all-time high. I like that.
That's the spirit.
That's
Patience.
Okay, give your opinion on Ava. So when it comes to Ava, you know that Ava is really mostly, I think it's like the top of the top of the top of anything DeFi related. And Alpha, which used to be called 𝗓𝗏, is actually my most interesting crypto journey ever. And the main reason there being is because I bought it like maybe in 2017 or something like that. I forgot about it for a long time, and then I realized, whoa, they switched from 𝗓𝗏 to Ava. Massive gains on that. And, well, it's one of my first success stories, really, where I made some serious money. Mostly where I forgot about it, which is a recurring theme if you watch my channel for a longer time. I forget about things a lot. But besides the point, Ava is really solid, but the problem is, price-wise, it doesn't necessarily always perform the best. And even though it has such a crazy TVL, especially when you compare it to almost anything else, for some reason, Ava as a coin doesn't really follow that up necessarily. And so, if I had to give you my thoughts on Ava, well, amazing protocol. If it falls, the entire crypto market is just cooked for a while. Because anybody that I know that actually has significant crypto holdings, they all deposited onto Ava and borrow against it, for example. Let's say you have $1 million worth of BTC. You deposit it onto Ava as wrapped Bitcoin, for example. You can borrow against it. Let's say you borrow 20%, 30%, 40%, or maybe even less. You can still get some extra gains while not losing your collateral, right? So you still have for example, if you want to be 100% into crypto, you can stay that way while still having liquidity to buy other stuff or buy altcoins or trade them, etc. So is it used a lot? Sure. TVL is absolutely huge. And there's a nice little website. I'm going to I'm going to show you here real quick, where you can check this all out if you want to. It's called DeFi Llama. Now, let me just quickly open this up. It's going to be, here I go. There we go. So on this website, you can basically check everything out for every chain, for every protocol, whatever you want to find. You can find over on here, for example, here you can see exactly how much is locked in AVA. If that's what you want to do, you can see, oh, they've got $40 billion locked. And the growth curve and some specific events and all that type of stuff. And I think if you're talking about these DeFi type of coins, it is more interesting to take a look either at TVL, how are they growing? If you want to see for specific protocols or specific projects, you can sometimes look at unlocks as well. Like, hey, when are interesting unlocks coming? People have been warning about the Aster unlocks, for example. But yeah, I don't know what to tell you in terms of price. I think it's more interesting to look at TVL and how they're going in that sense. But it's a difficult one because I mean, it's doing so well, but the price is eh. Also, money-wise, like profit-wise, they're doing pretty well recently. Especially good growth curve. I don't know what happened here in Q2, I guess. No schmeckles made. Maybe because they gave out too much in incentives. 122 million in fees. Earnings 85,000. That's interesting. I don't know how. Maybe that number is wrong. It's probably not. I mean, why is the revenue so low this quarter? Maybe because the market went down a bit.
I guess, but still. Doesn't correspond with how much the market went down.
It does not. That's peculiar. But regardless, those are my thoughts on AVA. I mean, it's hard to give you a fair price on this. When you look at TVL, which stands for total value locked, it's the amount of money that's like on there in that system. It's ridiculously high. But then in terms of AVA's performance, it's kind of whack. Even though it's the literal highest TVL thing out there. It's even higher than Lido. But then again, Lido has the same type of principle. Anyway, yeah, this is, by the way, a really nice website for anybody. If you're into DeFi or you're into all that stuff, you might want to check it out. At least, do your due diligence from that angle. Also, what a lot of people use this for is to check revenues. And you can see, for example, how profitable Tether is. They just got valued at $500 billion, right? Making the co-founder or one of the co-founders, I think the 6th richest person in the world. Just kind of crazy.
That's crazy.
But then when you consider how much money they make, it is a bit ridiculous. I don't even know what this is, 𝗵𝗫. They made $8 million in the past 24 hours. What? Hyperliquid coming in at the number 4. I thought Aster should also be at the top, but they're not. I guess maybe Aster's not included in this yet? That's actually quite peculiar. But yeah. All right, lads. Unless you've got something to say, Marcus, I think we're going to end it off here. It's been almost nearly an hour. I think we got the TA in. Got to get some stuff done here as well.
Yes, indeed. Yeah, so no 125 likes, unfortunately, guys. So no Arnold voice for you, unfortunately.
Unless we got close.
We got close. Tomorrow, new opportunities, new chances, indeed. But what I want to give to you guys, please don't panic. I think that is still the most important thing. Don't listen to these doomers on the news. As we said, CNBC, whatever. They're all full of S. So don't panic. Trust the plan. Trust your own analysis as well. What does your gut feeling says? Zoom out. That is also a very important thing. Zoom out and understand how the market moves. And we have a question here. Dusty, I respect your videos and analysis. Would you agree that Ethereum has a lot of liquidity that needs to be swept before we move back up to the upside? Well, I think you joined.
You want me to show your screen again?
Later. Yeah, sure. I'll just.
Let me remove mine. Add yours. There we go.
Yeah. So.
We again got back to 9 views, by the way. What is going on with this? Why does this keep happening? Wait. Is the stream still up?
Yeah, we're still up, I think. Right?
Why does this keep happening?
Yeah, we have 124 likes, guys.
But it's, wait, for me it says we have 16 viewers now. Wait, how does it say on your screen? Dusty, your hair is getting long. I wanted to go to the barber just now, but I thought, let me wait until I go to somewhere in a few days.
I will go to the barber later. No problem.
Wait, but to anybody, how many people are watching for you guys? For me, it says 3 now. Obviously, there's more. If you watch this right now, type something in the chat box real quick. Why does this keep happening to us? Because the stream is not being taken down. That's the first thing I was afraid of before. But anybody, if you watch this right now, put something in that chat box. Right now, right now, right now. Let's see. Is there only 3 people? Me, Mark. See, so this is so strange.
No, what can I
How
say?
can
I
this-
think we're having the bots again. Unfortunately. Without these ghost
Alright, give
viewers,
you-
I think it's nothing special. That's no problem. Ah, ah. Yo,
You're gonna,
got to the chopper. Ah.
you're gonna do this the whole time now.
Absolutely. I promised the viewers that we're gonna have the 125 likes. What can I say? I guess they didn't like what we said about the CNBC. Unbelievable, this company.
So what's going on with ETH then? Give us your give us your thoughts, Arnold. What's going on here?
I have to gather my breath.
Oh, I was like, how long can you keep this up, brother?
Ethereum, yeah. So is there still some liquidity that can be swept? Well, I wouldn't say liquidity, but we have been overextending for quite some time. And I would say in my analysis, what I gave at the beginning as well, that there is still room that we can go deeper. And thus, I would say, yes, there is still some liquidity to be swept before we're going to see some higher positions. And, yeah, if you...
You know, guys, this is much harder than it sounds like. Trust me. I don't
Yeah.
know how this guy can talk like this, but he's not. faking it.
I am only yeah. I don't know, man. Maybe he's been faking it for a long time as well, and he's just gotten better at it.
You know what?
It's a skill issue,
I think
perhaps.
Arnold is AI. I'm not gonna lie. No, so
So yes, there's still some liquidity to be swept, but again, this is my point of view. As low as we can go from 3,900, what we have reached, and also the 3,300, and this is about as low as we can go with Ethereum before we're gonna, say that the bulls are gonna come back in. Yeah, so I would say again, be careful. Officially, we have reached the 3,900 if you zoom in on here. But yeah, I think there is still room to be going down, especially if we take into consideration the XRP price, that we also can go more down over here. Dusty, I think you have a very interesting...
I don't know how you kept this up so long, brother. I mean, all respect to you for doing that. That is ridiculous. Yeah, I have a nice little thing I want to showcase, but I gotta quickly put it in the right way. Let me share this exact thing. Start sharing this button. Share.
yeah, 3,900. That's like the minimum, but we can go as low as 3,300. That's XRP. No, not 4 minutes, because this is basically where the nearest support is. Because I've discussed this at the beginning as well when I came on. We still had to drop to the nearest support, and that is what I think a lot of people oversaw in the bullish enthusiasm. So yeah,
Okay, let me see.
this is
if I
like the
can play
minimum
this now.
target.
Brother, let me
3,900
see, let me
between
see.
3,300. Yes, yes. You have a spicy meme for you guys.
Okay, let's see how this works. How do I press this? Let's see.
Surprise, motherfucker.
That face on the end, it's golden, because that's exactly how you would look at price.
Surprise, motherfucker.
Pure
I
art.
love this.
Pure art.
This is nice. I like this. I like this. Whoever made this, I will repost this. If you ever have a funny video like this, I will pay you. This is funny as crap. People are talented, man. Somebody says, set your voice changer to Jennifer. Somebody thinks you have a voice changer. Or did they think it's me with like talking from... Wait, they think it's a voice changer? Or they just mean I should be talking like Jennifer Lawrence? I don't know. It's not a voice changer. He's just a freaking legend talking like a...
I mean, you know, when you have visited enough Oktoberfest, you start talking like this from out the beer. And I mean, when I was governing from California, you know, it's like your whole body changes. You have to, you know, change the parameters of your body.
This
is absolutely no voice changer. I'm not AI. This is all natural.
I need more of these.
Surprise,
This is nice.
motherfucker.
I love this. This is nice. All right, lads, it was good to have y'all come by, say hi, stop by, whatever. Y'all have been amazing. We have about 59 viewers now. I mean, this number, I don't know exactly how it works. YouTube has been a bit strange for the last two streams for some reason. It's odd. I've never had this before in all my 10 years of being here, so it's kind of strange.
Could it be because of Streamlabs, perhaps?
It's not Streamlabs. It's a different one, but it could be. But then again, I'm wondering, a lot of people that I know are using this, they never have the issue also. So, I mean, it's a 50-51. Regardless, everybody, thank you so much for stopping by, saying hi. If you didn't yet, make sure you press the like button. If you're looking for a platform to trade on, you can always check out the links down below. And, yeah, I mean, life's pretty good right now. I mean, I just bought a couple $100,000 worth of random-ass position. Hopefully, the market just bounces from here and I will look like a genius. If not, then we'll just keep saying that it was an accident, which it was. But regardless, we're down more even now. Anyway, y'all have been amazing. See you guys again in another crypto video or stream somewhere,
guys.
probably later today, maybe tomorrow.
Dusty, get to the chopper. I'll be back.